Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hi. Wait, okay, I don't know what's happening. First of all, hi! I am so sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. Okay. Ty and Cubidile. Oh my gosh. Cubidile, thank you so much for the raid. Wait, oh god, I'm so dumb. I'm literally so dumb. Okay. So first of all, hi. Oh my god, literally the dumbest girl ever made. Jesus. Okay, here we go. Hi, everybody. So, oh my gosh. Girl, it is so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Hi. So first we had to push the stream. Bo has a new little sister? What does this mean? So first we had to push the stream, and I am so sorry, an hour, because, as you know, my friend is visiting me this weekend, and, his bus got delayed, and then eventually delayed an entire day. So Joe, you guys know Joe, will be here yet another day. So he's in exile right now. He's not allowed in here. He's in exile so that I can stream. But anyway, yeah, it was originally pushed a day. You like turtles? I like turtles. Oh, you're doing like a Vettel thing. Okay, I thought you just wanted to talk about turtles, man. I was excited to just talk about turtles. Yeah, he's out in the hallway. I think he might even be in the stairwell. It's really sad. But yeah, he'll be welcome back in when we finish here. Speaking of finishing here, I kind of panicked the other day and wrote this, so we're just gonna kind of walk through the spec together, I guess. Talk about turtles? I don't know, man. What's there to say? We believe that in the evolution of turtles, right, the ribs widened before the shell formed, which is kind of interesting, you know? Like, we always assumed that the shell formed, and then with that very unwieldy kind of shape, right, there was this need to widen the rib cage, but it actually seems like widening the rib cage is a good choice if you are a digging or burrowing animal, and then from there, the shell is important as a form of protection. Why can't Joe be here with us? Two reasons. One, he is on the phone with like a summer camp thing that he does stuff with. I don't really know the deal, but they like learn about Shakespeare together. Not super a thing I know about. I give cool facts about things. I don't know, man. When did turtles and tortoises diverge? I don't bro, I got no idea. I know that they're super ancient, like ancient enough that we used to think that they were like the last surviving anapsids, and they do have the anapsid condition, which is to say, right? Okay. Anapsids, one hole. Diapsids, two holes. And then therapsids, right, us, three holes, right? Well, not me, because I'm a robot, but you guys, presumably, are all, Anyway, the point is, turtles seem to be secondarily of the anapsid condition, right? So it seems like they've had... Oh, in the skull! Oh my gosh, I should have clarified that. So when you're looking at the skull of an animal, right? When you're looking at the skull of an animal, right? You're gonna see, like, Holy, oh my god. Oh, you guys really managed. You guys really managed to make that happen. Nimbus, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Anachronos, thank you so much for 6 months. Raybelt, thank you so much for 9 months. Jalthier, thank you so much for a year. And Nimbus, thank you so much. Boadromian, oh my gosh, I cannot believe 18 months. That's crazy. Thank you so much, everybody. Turtles can swim? Oh, yeah, okay, when we're talking about the differences, right, this is actually kind of complex, right, because there are multiple lineages, right? This is not like, the whole idea that if it's in water, it's a turtle, and if it's not in water, it's a tortoise, not entirely true. A lot of tortoises hang out in water quite a bit, a lot of turtles don't. And if you want to construct something that is monophyletic here, you're gonna wind up... Also, just for the record, when a VTuber talks about holes, it's not obvious... Listen, I'm quite say-so, and have always been so. Frog fan, thank you so much! Thank you so much, and Nimbus, thank you so much! Thank you so much for the gifted sub. And, Brain Cyst Enjoyer, wow. What are my antennae made of? Plastic. Can I smell through them? No. No. Yeah, no, I'm pretty, wholesome. So... Yeah. Turtles should be allowed to ride skateboards more often. Yeah, if they want, I think so, yeah. When it comes to biology, holes aren't even really lewd. Ellie is one of the most say-so VTuber? Yeah. Is that Banjo ASMR girl? Yeah. I've never had someone know me for my ASMR. That's crazy. I do lullabies. When they say ASMR, I do lullabies. No way, Wordle Cloth, thank you so much for 5 gifted. I do lullaby streams, and I do play banjo. Although right now it's not plugged in, but I could plug it in if you guys want to hear a really unpleasant sound that's quite loud. Is this that Skinwalker girl? A little bit, man. A little bit, I think. But only if they're Teenage Mutant Ninjas? I don't know, man. I think all turtles should be allowed to ride skateboards if they want to. Yeah, yummy scratchy sound in your eardrums. We hear one already? See the law. Why are you evil? Is this the Bean Girl from Vettel AI? First of all, I was gonna say I don't work for him, he can't afford me, but now that I'm going to grad school, he definitely can't afford me, dude. My worth is plummeting. Bean Girl? Yeah, that's true. That's true. I was talking to Churchy about how we're gonna go to the UK and I'm gonna be normal and she's gonna be the weird one because I'm gonna be eating beans and that's what they do there, and she's not gonna be eating beans. And a fellow grad student, not yet. Don't congratulate me yet. We'll see when we get there. Is this that girl who has bows and Oshi? Yeah, that's real. But okay, in fairness, did you finish Neurodog? Do we have the project update commands in chat? In fairness, Bao has been my Oshi since before I knew the word Oshi. Since Nimbus, thank you for the gifted sub to Bao. Since she was just a girl who sang sad acoustic guitar music on YouTube. I've loved her that long. What made me want to pursue grad school? Good question. So, I actually wanted to talk about this a little because I feel like it's not necessarily clear. Not necessarily super clear. You're doing a custom livery job for night runners inspired by Ellie herself. Could anyone propose some ideas for fictional sponsor companies for stickers that would fit the theme? Dude, I don't have any sponsors in real life. I don't even have any sponsors in real life. Yeah, Bao's awesome. Oh my gosh, she's incredible. Why is Bao my Oshi? She writes beautiful music full of feelings, and she has one of my favorite singing voices ever. And I just think she's really funny. She's really freaking bold. I feel like a lot of people, take her as a kind of, Raid Shadow Legends? Yeah. Ludia wasn't a sponsor. Okay, they sponsored a stream. They're not, like, sponsoring me. I'm not like, Ellie, sponsored by Ludio. They just, like, one time they were like, do a stream. But yeah, I just think she's super funny. This is the thing. I feel like Bao, because she's so utterly unhinged, she hides nothing. She is exactly what you see is what you get. I feel like people have this relationship with her that's like, her defining characteristic is the crazy stuff. But honestly, no one would care about the crazy stuff if she wasn't so freaking funny about it. Like, there are a lot of people who say unhinged things on the internet. The reason why people like it when she does it is that she does it super freaking funny. No, Bao's just hilarious. Ellie sponsored by Shyness? I don't think of myself as especially shy. Maybe I am. I don't know, man. She's a goober. Yeah. She's just really funny. So, yeah, parasocial. I am parasocial. I want to be clear that I was super not parasocial. I never reached out to Bao. I would not have reached out to Bao. She reacted to me. I would never ever have reached out to her, right? Like my entire take on the whole thing was like, oh god, now I have to like meet the performer who wrote one of my favorite characters ever and be super normal about it. And I will have you know, I was pretty normal. I was a little weird, but for the most part, I was normal about it. I don't know, man. It's really, really weird to meet someone. I was thinking about this because it's like, I'm gonna be at Open Sauce, right? And how incognito I'm gonna be and how much I'm gonna be physically there. These are things that I haven't really decided yet. And like, there are people in the community who want to meet me, and I want to meet them. But it's this extremely weird feeling where it was like, do they want to meet me? Do they know me? I had someone recently write like 100 and something love poems about me. And when I was like, but why? Like, you've never met me. They were like, well, your smile. And I was like, you've never seen my smile. You know? It's this really strange thing where, like, I do sometimes question people's ability to tell the difference between, like, this thing and the girl who plays this character, you know? And when you collab with someone, it's actually super confusing because you have to be collabing with a character, right? Like when I collab with Bao, right? There are two things happening at the same time, right? I am meeting an artist. I, as an artist, am meeting an artist that I really look up to, right? I, as a girl who plays an anime girl, am meeting a girl who plays an anime girl who I respect so much and know almost nothing about. And then simultaneously, the puppet I play, am meeting another puppet played by someone else, and they have to have another, like, an appealing and satisfying interaction as well for, you know, an audience, right? And it's actually very, very confusing. They confuse talent with me being cool and hot. I am not cool or hot. I have set expectations repeatedly. I keep telling people I am not cool or hot. I am not. You may be overthinking it? Honestly, no. I'm telling you, if anything, I'm underthinking it. Like, it's a very, very strange kind of interaction to have regularly. And it's also something that you super have to navigate and that you have to navigate really, really carefully. If you are going to be a VTuber, this is something that you need to be thinking about. If you don't, you're going to be so weird. So I'm warm then? Yeah, I'm pretty warm. It's summertime, man. My voice is beautiful? I don't know, man. I've got an okay voice, but, like, the fact of the matter is that, like, yeah, that many love poems, they become obsessed. I mean, I think that you don't write 100 and something love poems about someone if you're not already kind of obsessed. But the thing that you're obsessed with isn't that person, right? But the weirdest thing I think about crushes, the weirdest thing I see about the way that a lot of people get crushes, this is not universal, is that they see it almost as a favor. I have this weird, how do I describe this? It's gonna suck on New England, gonna be so hot. Oh yeah, I think it is. The weather is gonna be pretty hot in New England, I guess. Hi, Jules, good to see you. Every time this girl puts herself down, okay, but again, I'm not putting myself down. I actually think it's pretty messed up the way that people are like, oh, she's putting herself down when I say, like, I'm not hot. You know? You wouldn't say that someone was putting themselves down if they were like, I don't play piano, right? Like, there are people who are hotter and there are people who are less hot. And, like, I'm not going to say that it's a binary thing. It's not. And it's definitely pretty subjective. But it's not self-deprecation. Okay, first of all, it's not self-depreciation. It's self-deprecation is the word. You are looking for self-deprecation. But second of all, it's not self-deprecation, right? It's only self-deprecation if you believe that part of your value is attractiveness, which I don't, right? So I think that it's very revealing that people believe that it's self-deprecating to say, I'm not especially hot, because it means that you don't see me as valuable. You see me as less valuable if I'm not. And I don't, personally. I don't think that I am less valuable if I am less hot. That is not a way that I judge my value. I have plenty of good qualities, and I like them. And I don't particularly care about not being very hot. It is not something that I say and then cry at night. I just don't really care. Damn, what your IQ? What the frick? Oh my god, last time someone asked me that, they were trying to buy my eggs on Twitter. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't really care if I'm pretty or not, but I do think that it's funny how much other people care, and also that they will make the assumption. Like, there are people who will straight up be like, Ellie, you're so beautiful. Don't say that about yourself. And it's like, brother, how the frick would you know? You seen me? No, you haven't. Sit down. well, you are pretty. No, I'm not, right? Like, this is the thing is I'm extremely average looking. I'm skinny and I'm blonde, and a lot of people will get those things mixed up. But at the end of the day, I'm really freaking average looking. You want to know what I got on my SATs? Bro, no, don't like attribute that to me as like a quote. I would never try and have like SAT style riz, although, you know, if I did, it would be over for you guys. If I did, there would be literally no one left. Blonde arms and legs and skinny hair. Yeah, that's what everybody wants, right? You may not like it. Yeah, no, like, I feel okay about who I am as a person, but, yeah, you've seen me. I was in Meet the Robinsons. Yeah, no, for the most part, but that is not often on Latin America. Are you saying that these things are not common in Latin America? I mean, I don't know why that would really be relevant to the question of whether or not people kind of confuse them with attractiveness. Like, I mean, listen, I appreciate it, but I really have nothing riding on it. It just doesn't really mean anything to me, you know? A lot of people would be sad if they weren't hot, but a lot of those people aren't hot. A lot of those people aren't hot. And like, I think they'd be happier if they stopped worrying about it. Like, you know, most of us aren't. Like, that's okay, you know? We don't have this belief that everyone has to think that they're like smart or good at math, but for some reason we do believe that every person has to think that they're hot. Every person isn't hot. I'm not hot. It's fine, guys. Relax. I have some not hot friends who have amazing relationships. I don't think this is gonna stand in the way of my ability to like find love or form connections. I'm really okay about it, and I think that, like, I don't know, if everybody else could just get there, like, because, listen, some of you are hot, and if you want to derive some self-worth from that, like, hell yes, brother, go for it. If you're a hot person and you want to feel more, honestly, if you're not a hot person and you want to feel more valuable because you think you're so hot, like, yeah, go for it. Like, I don't care. That actually doesn't bother me at all. But if someone is like, yeah, I'm not very hot, the way that the world, especially with girls, the way that the world is like, don't say that about yourself, queen. Like, I'll say what I want, man. I'll say what I want. Hot is in the eye of the beholder. To some extent, yeah, right? I mean, like, okay, this is so freaking cringe. Oh my god, put me under a rock. This is, like, so cringe, actually. This is so freaking embarrassing. But I was literally just talking to someone about how, you know, whenever Doctor Who meets his new companion, he's like, this is the most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life. People are like, well, they can't all be. But, okay, you know when you, like, become really good friends with someone and they sort of change in your eyes? Like, you meet a friend and you don't really notice how they look, but then, like, over time, as you grow to love them and as your friendship deepens, you're like, yeah, like, my friend is freaking beautiful, you know? Like, you notice their eyes more, you notice the sweet things in their face, and you're like, I love this person, you know? I feel like that happens outside of time for him. Why am I talking about this? Why am I talking about my freaking Doctor Who fan theories? Oh my god. Put me under the ground. Bro, it's too late for me. If I can't find love, it's not going to be because of how I look. It's going to be because I'm spouting Doctor Who fan theories on freaking Twitch.tv. Ellie, no one asked. Ellie, no one asked. Anyway, no, but like I do grow to find my friends more beautiful over time. And I think that that's a pretty universal experience. I can't say for sure. I don't know. But I do think that that's pretty common, right? Where, like, as you know someone longer, right? And that's why I'm hot to you. Put that away. I don't want to be hot. I don't want that. Like, I've seen how life is for my hot friends. I have like hot girl friends. I have hot guy friends. And I've seen what the world is like for them. And it looks, I don't like it, man. Like, I love the fact that, like, if I am in public, no one is trying to get anything from me, right? People are not trying to, like, there's no ulterior motives, right? If someone is talking to me in public, it's because they're worried I'm lost, you know? And that's awesome. Did I take my ADHD meds today? No, I didn't. Can you tell? Can you already tell? Frick! Yeah, literally no one. It's awesome. I am physically invisible. It's so cool to be invisible in public, right? And there are like, I'm sure that there are things that I could wear and do that would make me less invisible, but literally, why would I want to? Like, why would I want that? Or the child asking me why I was wearing a girl's bathing suit. Hey, listen, in the time since I have grown my hair out and no one has asked me if I'm a boy or a girl in years. So, great success. Yeah, no one's surprised. Am I a boy or a girl? I'm a little man. Nah, dog. I mean, I'm a girl. I'm just bad at it. Like, this is what I've been saying for years. I remember, like, when a bunch of my friends were being like, we're like figuring out how gay works. You know when your friend is like, I'm gay, and then they have to like sort all that out. They have like a bunch of gay questions that they have to ask themselves and you on a nightly basis until they figure it out. And that's like super cute, and I like that. That's important. You're a woman? I am. But I do think that it's really, really funny because like over and over again they'd be like, Ellie, like, are you a girl? Like, if you don't want to do these girl things, like, you know that you could just be a boy. And it's like, I don't want to be a boy, dude. I'm just bad at this. Voice changer. As we know, all VTubers are like 50-year-old men, and I am no exception. I have a voice changer, and it's not even that good, man. I mean, listen to what I sound like, but yeah, no. In answer to the question of like, oh my god, is Ellie never on her meds? So I take them on days when it makes sense for me to work, right? The meds that I'm on, last you heard it was 40? Well, it's been 10 years. You've been asleep. Call your mother. She doesn't know where you've been. So the meds I'm on are methylphenidate. It's an ADHD med. So if you're on stimulants for ADHD, you should not take them every day. Good Christ. I need you guys to know. If any of you are taking your ADHD meds every day, stop. So it's, yeah, you should definitely skip weekends. I usually skip weekends, and then I usually do streams where it's okay if I'm not medicated on the weekends. This one, it turns out where it's gonna be a little rough. But yeah, no, if you're on meds like SSRIs, you're supposed to take those every day, and you can have bad effects from skipping them, right? If you have friends who are on SSRIs, you can become very used to the paradigm of like, everyone needs to take their meds every day. But there are some medications that you are not supposed to take every day. I am on methylphenidate, right, Concerta, and you should not take that every day. It's really bad. Yeah, listen to your doctor. If your doctor tells you to take your meds every day, take your meds every day. If your doctor tells you not to take your meds every day, don't take your meds every day. So was I lying when no, that couldn't possibly be lying because I sent that picture of the regular sized banana and my enormous ankles. So unless you want to imply that that was some kind of tiny plastic banana that I ordered off Amazon, which is clearly ridiculous when it looked so much like a regular banana, I couldn't possibly be lying about the size of my ankles. I have huge ankles, the biggest ankles in the land. Freaking weighty, they are a melee weapon. I'll take you down like that. Sweep the leg with tremendous force. Couldn't possibly be lying. But yeah, don't take your ADHD meds. Again, there are some ADHD meds that work differently. Don't take stimulant ADHD meds every single day. You will have a bad time. Your body needs time to recover in between, and also it can prevent things like, you know, dependence. You like dextroamphetamine? Yeah, I don't really know. Concerta is kind of a cruel mistress. I don't know if I love it, but I've been on it since I was like a child, so I've just kind of stuck with it. You forgot about those for a year? Yeah, no, it's good to take time off. As much time as you can take off of stimulant ADHD meds, it is a good idea because it's not good for your body to always be on them. So I usually take weekends off and then I do music streams on weekends. We'll see how this goes. Honestly, I have my doubts because your body just gets used to the stimulants. Yes, that too. You can find that, oh god, I'm so sorry you had a bad time on Adderall. Yeah, stimulant ADHD meds work better for some people than other people. Yeah, what you're hearing is listen to your doctor who, very cute. Listen to your doctor about how you should take your meds. And even more, like, the meds literally come with instructions on the bottle. just, follow them, right? Listen to the manufacturer, right? There's no reason to why you need to go back to a doctor for information that is literally on the bottle of meds. Just follow the information on the bottle of meds, unless you are directed otherwise. Furry Flat Anvil, thank you so much! Oh man, the patch Ritalin is much, much better. Oh, I know, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous, but do I trust Neurodog to drive this car? Well, I trust Neuro to drive this car. She's not gonna be a dog and a car at the same time. I mean, she could be, but it would be unlikely. PhD man said it. Didn't MD man say it? I feel like that's different. Well, Nightwing, I don't think anyone said anything different from this. I don't think anyone was like, everything works for everyone. That's crazy. But yeah, no, the patch is awesome. And there are reasons why, if that is a medication that works for you, why patch is like a really good mode of, a delivery system for it. Because if you take pills, it sucks in a lot of ways. Yeah, I can't take it through my metal skin. If you take pills, then you're stuck with it all day, right? But if you use the patch, you can take it off partway through the day. So one of the big things is time release, right? Early ADHD meds, you had to take them every few hours. Oh, someone said all stimulant ADHD meds are bad. Frick you. But like, yeah, if you take time release ones, you're kind of stuck on it all day. And it makes it hard to eat, and it makes it hard to sleep, and it's kind of annoying. So if you wake up late, you're like, well, I don't want to be medicated until midnight, so freaking, I guess I'm not taking meds today, right? Whereas if you had the patch, you could just put on the patch and then take it off at 8 p.m. when you didn't want to be on your meds anymore. And that's kind of cool. I am kind of jealous of that. But also, my insurance doesn't cover the patch. So I'm honestly fine with the pill. I'm really, really super used to it. Like I said, I've been on it since I was in like, I don't even know, probably since I was like 11 or younger even, I think. Yeah, I don't even remember. Can you just take half a pill? No, you can't. Don't do that. The way that the time release pills works changes from pill to pill and from manufacturer to manufacturer, but often a chip in the pill will change how the medicine is delivered, and you can wind up massively overdosing. Yeah. That can do you a lot of harm. Please, if you take nothing else away from this, take into account that you cannot just cut your pill. Also, okay, so depending on what kind of time release system your pill has, this could do any number of things. It could, theoretically, release all of your medication at once. It could release, over the same time period, half of your dose. And it could work, but probably not. Most extended delivery systems work in one of those two ways. ODing is fun? No, it is not. No, it is not. I took a chipped pill when I was a kid and had what I learned later was a panic attack. You really don't want to mess with that stuff. Stimulants are surprisingly nasty. You know, we have a really laissez-faire approach to caffeine, and honestly to ADHD meds. But when you are taking these, like, you have to take into account that stimulants are not really so much less dangerous than depressants, right? And you really should be careful. Yeah, it can do things like your heart will just beat really, really fast, and again, for 12 hours, right? You're gonna have your heart pounding and sweating, and you can't calm down for 12 hours. It's really, really unpleasant. Stimulants make you tired. This is often the case in people with ADHD. I don't know if that is relevant information to you, but that is something to know. That is often an effect. Yeah, they can get horrible really quickly. Caffeine doesn't even work by giving you energy. Well, no, none of these things work by giving you energy, right? Caffeine, in a very, very loose sense, works by inhibiting your ability for the chemicals that make you tired to bind to the receptors that detect them. So that's how caffeine works very, very broadly, right? Nothing is gonna just give you energy that way. I mean, food will. Food will. And depending on your definition of energy, sleep will. Yes, well, adenosine is the chemical, but I'm trying to keep this, you know, I don't try and like throw around nomenclature for everybody look at me. Inhibiting sleep, kind of, no? Yeah, I mean, everybody who's tried to sleep on caffeine, unless you've completely burnt that out of yourself, unless you've just had so much caffeine, is gonna do that. She's falling apart? Who? I don't know. Yeah, so anyway, the whole theory of ADHD being insufficient dopamine production is actually not I wouldn't say it with that much conviction, right? This is a theory, and it's not like the theory of gravity or the theory of evolution. It's like, there are a lot of studies on any number of sides of this. It is one theory for how ADHD might work. I would not put any money on it being the main mechanism behind ADHD. Do I prefer hot or cold coffee? I like both, man. I've just never... I just like coffee, man. I just like coffee. Dude, I got so worried when I saw the chat that was like, stop taking depression pills, but then I realized that what they were saying was like, don't take depression pills, they make you depressed. And that's actually really good. Coffee bean eater, on occasion, I have been known to. Do you guys actually know? This was the first time I was ever taken to the emergency room. When I was a child, I shoved a coffee bean so far up my nose that they couldn't get it out, and they took me to the emergency room. Because I liked how it smelled. Your sister did that with a Tic Tac? No way! Oh my god! Yeah, no, I mean, it's a great smell, man. I wanted to take it with me. I wanted to keep it with me forever. Yeah, I can't believe I haven't told that story. That's your sister did that with a jelly bean. Okay, why is this a girl thing? Why? I know that we have a sample size of 3 here, but it's weird that they're all girls, including me. See, I am a girl. I told you. Your mom did that with a seed and then it sprouted? I mean, I guess that makes sense. That could be possible. I don't know. It is probably moist in there. Ew. I don't like that I said that. I'm really sorry. You have chocolate-covered coffee beans. Oh, I love those things. Oh my god, they're so good. Oh god, I love to chew on wood chips for a minute. You know what I mean? When they're just like completely wood chips in your mouth. I love that. Dude, I think I told this story on stream, but like I had like a cinnamon stick that I was chewing on that I had gotten from like some kind of apple beverage. And I had gotten conned, as you do, into letting a person show me Eraserhead. Do you guys know the movie Eraserhead? It's like a weird, upsetting film by the guy who made Twin Peaks. Yeah, anyway, so I was having like a really intensely bad time watching this weird, upsetting, bad time movie. And I chewed up my whole cinnamon stick. Yeah, David Lynch, listen, he makes really cool stuff. He's really impressive. I find everything he makes absolutely miserable to watch. Just, like, so unpleasant. Anyway, I chewed up my whole cinnamon stick, and I was left with, like, a bunch of, like, pencil shavings right in my mouth, so I spit them out and I just hid them in my sock, because if I knew how to ask how to leave, I would have done it already. And then like years later, I found a sock full of like little pieces of splinters, and I was like, wow, I wonder what that's about. And then I realized that that was the sock from that night, that it had just gotten like stuck under something, and for years it had remained. Anyway, full of wood chips. Yeah, the discomfort is intentional, and I really enjoy a discomfort artist. You know, to some extent, I think that the art that I make is also kind of about discomfort. And so, about the wood chip sock, I feel like, to some extent, right, I also make art that is a little bit about discomfort. Does the sock smell nice? Like cinnamon, presumably. But for me, the sock that lived, for me, it's not a kind of discomfort that I find, that I'm able to immerse myself in. And maybe that's a maturity thing. You know, maybe someday I will return to it and really be able to, like, sit with it and sit with the discomfort and find them, pleasant. But for me, I don't know, it doesn't even make me remember the message more that way, right? Like, you could make that argument, but at least for me, it doesn't at all, you know? For me, my songs are amazing. Thank you. That means a lot. I'm not very good vocally. But I'm impressed that you are. Um, I don't I find it how do I explain this? Harder to absorb. You like dark humor? I mean, there's some dark humor in there, but I wouldn't really call them comedies, right? When I think of movies that are like dark and darkly humorous, right? I think of things like Get Out, and I don't think that David Lynch really was doing like dark humor. I think he was mostly doing like real, just sickening, sit in your stomach discomfort, you know? And I think that that's really cool. Not that it was never funny, right? It's often kind of funny in a sort of a dry way. Um, but it's mostly not comedies, right? Yeah, I wouldn't really call it dark humor. But yeah, the discomfort, it's not even really that dark. It's just uncomfortable, kind of sticky, difficult to watch. Yeah, and I don't really know what it was, but I couldn't get past it, and it made it really hard for me to absorb and like really relate to the material. And I think that that is a me problem, right? A lot of people find his work beautiful. Maybe change category? Oh, yeah. We'll switch soon. We'll switch soon. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, like very, very dark empathy. Yeah, I do think that. It is funny in its way. Yeah, I would say so. Like watching David Cronenberg. Yeah, also deeply upsetting. Also deeply upsetting. What type of engineer am I? Good question. I'm a robotics engineer. My focus is electrical, but at this point I've done more software than anything else in my career. But specifically software for like sensing and perception. Uh but God knows, I've spent also a lot of my professional career building test fixtures and doing a lot of other things that are like strictly mechanical. At this point, I am most academically competent as an electrical engineer, most professionally competent as a software engineer, and in my free time, most of my projects are most directly mechanical. So I don't really know how you would classify that. Robotics is kind of a weird field in that way. You know, you have to be multidisciplinary, and as a result, you can't be that good at anything. Yeah. Robotics engineering is a great way to become a lot of engineers. A lot of mediocre engineers. Mechatronics? Yeah, I mean, it depends on what your program is called. My program was called Robotics. Plenty of people call it mechatronics. I feel like mechatronics was kind of like a little, how do you describe it? Kind of like a little phase. There was a minute when colleges were like, what if we called it mechatronics? What if instead of robotics we call it mechatronics? But I feel like there is still a lot of jobs that will say like mechatronics, but I do think broadly people say robotics, right? At the end of the day, I think broadly people say robotics. All people end up in software. Ooh, God, kill me. Is it hard to get into? Yes and no. Robotics jobs. Okay. Let me talk through it. Yeah. Let's talk through it. Robotics is not a hard field to get into, right? If you have any kind of engineering degree, you can probably work at a robotics shop. Now, here's the thing about working at a robotics shop. It does not pay as well as other disciplines of engineering because they assume that you love it and that you've been doodling it on napkins since you were a baby. So they don't pay you as much. Job security is not as good. Robotics shops are really weird places to work. They're often kind of small. You work with a sort of ragtag team. That's kind of fun. Are they wrong? No, they're not, and that's why they get away with it. Now with AI, yeah, I mean, if you work in robotics, you are working with AI at this point. Nick Felt, thank you so much. If you are honestly, you probably could get some kind of robotics job with a chemical engineering degree. I'm sure if you look up chemical engineering robotics jobs, you'll find something probably in materials. But yeah, no. What type of engineer is the most underrated? Civil. People really, really don't respect civil engineers, but they're incredible. I worked on a macro robotics project with a bunch of civil engineers that blew my mind. Oh my God. A bunch of civil engineers who were just like some of the most brilliant people I'd ever worked with. And so, yeah, it's weird. It's weird that, what about logistical engineers? Obviously the best. Fork. Obviously. Yeah, civil engineers are amazing. And I feel like they don't get the, what were the mediocre purple PCBs called again? Osh Park. They don't even sponsor me. The most overrated engineers? Our system? No, dude, aerospace. Oh my god. Aerospace engineers, 100%. Are you joking? Oh my god. Every time one of them is like, I do rocket science. It's literally rocket science. Oh my god. We just should put them all in space, honestly. I'm joking. Don't put them all in space. Some of them are really, really sweet people. I just think that they're really annoying. Can I get sponsored by Beyblade? Dude, I wish. Dude, I wish. That's what your master's is in? Oh, rough. Have fun in space. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It just feels like aerospace engineers are so freaking pleased with themselves, you know? Oh, dumb truck driver question. How far are we from seeing robotic prosthetics that can interpret brain signals for fine motor tasks so people who are missing, say, an arm could write by hand? Okay, two things going on there, right? You have a number of senses coming from that arm that you're not aware of, right? So we have the ability to send electrical signals to control a prosthetic right now. That is something that we literally have. What we don't have is the ability to feel everything that your arm can feel as feedback so that you can do that effectively, right? What good is it to be able to tell a prosthetic arm to squeeze someone's hand, to hold someone's hand, if you can't control how hard you're squeezing and you can't tell how hard you're squeezing? Right? What is the point of being able to hold someone's hand if you're just gonna break their hand? Yeah, it's extremely impressive and it's extremely exciting. But we do have, what communication protocol does the brain use? If only. Yeah. So alpha handshake. So the point is, this is something that will take a lot of time to get right? It's all TCP, it turns out. But it will take a lot of time, and a lot of that progress will not just be in interpreting signals and you know, operating the prosthetic as a result of those signals. It will also be in sending signals back that can be interpreted correctly by the body. A lot of this work is in perception, and people are doing that work, and it's really, really cool work, and I would love to be part of it. I know a joke about UDP, but you might not get it. That's really cute. That's really cute. Thank you. I love that. Can I steal that? I'm stealing that. What do I think of the possibility of using gray matter as a CPU in computers? Okay, we can do some computation on neurons, right? This is something we've had the ability to do for a while. If you want to know more about this, talk to Shumi, because she is like doing research on organoids, right? And we are, you know, basically using them for computing, right? Yeah, we do need Shumi in here. I wonder if she's available. No, she's probably busy. She has like a life. I keep forgetting that she has such a life, right? Like if I'm not working, which I'm always working, but if I'm not working, I'm available. But like Shumi has like a fiance, you know? And like if she gets good enough at fighting games, her fiance will buy a bunny suit. So like she's busy, you know, she's got fighting games to practice. She's got like a fiance to kiss. I have a small apartment. I do have a friend over right now, but you know, I'm it's funny how you two actually have lives outside of this. I do think it makes it better, or at least easier. Dude, when I was doing the Hire-a-thon and I wasn't like going outside during the day and doing things, it was really, really hard to think of things to talk about on stream. Like, I actually don't know how people, like, stream long-term when they don't go outside. It's really, like, what do you talk about on stream if you haven't done anything since the last time you streamed? If you haven't, like, gone outside or done anything since the last time you streamed, what do you talk about? I guess just games, yeah. They're just slowly going insane. You just hallucinate. Yeah. They just react. I mean, it works, right? Coco manages to be fair. There are people who really do have that gift. But for me anyway, I found it really, really difficult to keep up being like exciting and having things to say. What's that jangly guy on the left? This guy? This guy? Oh, you're gonna be so excited when I tell you that progress has been made on him. He was a bit of a stalled project for a while. I mean, because it's me, obviously. But this is me. This is me. You might recognize me, you know, by my everything. And we are slowly but surely, when I say we, I mean not me. I am not doing anything. I am being useless in this process. Slowly but surely getting this closer to being in VR chat so that we can do streams where I'm that thing. Highly recognizable smile. Highly. Dental Ellie is still dentaling. Is that Ellie underscore minibot? Teeth, 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 teeth! Yeah, hold me, I'm scared. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be truly just the best VR chat stream ever. Like, Minnie is gonna be all cute, Cerber's gonna be all cute, and I'm gonna be teeth. I'm gonna be teeth. That's my Oshi. That's what those poems were for. Yeah, making her way downtown. Oh, man. I am, like, scared. I am super scared of the future in a way that I haven't been for a long time. I felt like I had it all figured out. Oh, I meant to say this before. Why am I going to grad school when I have my dream job? And the answer is my dream job is my dream job because it is a job that I get to do in medical robotics without the necessary qualifications, right? I never thought that I would have that opportunity, and it was a dream because I don't have those qualifications. But if I can get those qualifications, then I have access to a lot of jobs like this one, including my current job, but I'd be better at it, you know? So, in answer to the question, why get a degree if you have your dream job, that's why. That's why. Because I've finally saved up enough money to do this, right? When I was first out of school, right, of course I wanted to get a grad degree. Of course I wanted to learn more, you know? But I just couldn't justify it. I needed to be making money right away. Most people don't have the money for that. I had a scholarship that let me go to my, my original university, but that wouldn't have extended to grad school, so I didn't really have the opportunity to pursue further school. So I didn't. But in the meantime, I've been, streaming on top of having my tech career, and with those two things combined, I finally have enough money to go do this. Did my old job... They're not my old job yet, I still work there. Help pay for your schooling if you would have gone back to them? No. Those days are in the past, man. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They wanted to flood the market with STEM professionals because we're expensive, and they succeeded, right? The days of like amazing perks, they're kind of over. They're gonna be drying up like a well. So it's not gonna... I don't actually know if I'll ever have a salary this high ever again. Maybe in the next few years, but I do believe it's broadly going to decline over the course of my lifetime. And I think that's fine, because I got into it for the love of the game, you know? I don't think that there's ever going to be any kind of unionization among tech professionals. I just don't think it's going to happen, at least not in this country. I could be surprised. I would love to be surprised. But I just don't see it happening. I don't know. The people I work with, it's not going to happen. But that would require tech professionals actually having the social interaction to unionize. I actually don't think it's that. Is university hard? Yes, but so is everything. And everything is different kinds of hard, but everything is kind of similarly hard. And you might find that it is a kind of hard that is so difficult for you. You might find that it is a kind of hard that is pretty easy for you. And that's going to have more to do with it than how hard something is overall. You need a pension? It's not gonna happen, dude. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But we knew that, that's the thing about tech. And it's been the thing about tech from the start, right? My whole life we've been in a tech bubble. And we're still in one, and it's stupider now. And it's starting to sort of pop, right? And we gotta just kind of sit with that, right? We gotta accept that, right? There's nothing that we can really do now, I don't think. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm too cynical. I think that tech salaries are going to decline significantly. Tech benefits are already declining significantly. And job security is gonna decline. Is living in the US becoming more unsustainable? It depends what you mean and what state you're in and how that looks for you. I don't know. Living being unsustainable is a pretty complicated question. A lot of people live a lot of places, but no, I'm not going to the UK because I want to flee the US. I'm going to the UK because I loved it there. I have a lot of friends there. And also I think it would be a fun adventure, and grad school is only 1 year if I want a master's there. So, this conversation is making you nervous about your portfolio. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Why is it making you nervous about your portfolio? The US hates science and engineering. No, it doesn't. What does that mean? What do you mean they hate it? I don't know. When it, like, the average citizen? Absolutely not. I can tell you right now that the average citizen loves that stuff, right? If you're like, if a lady at a train station is like, what's your major? And you're like, robots, she's like, oh wow, my grandson likes robots. You know, like, they love that here. Like, what do you mean? Will I sell my apartment or keep it? I will be renting it out under cost, right? So I'm not being a freaking landlord. Under cost to a friend in the meantime for the year that I am gone. And when I come back, depending on what I feel and where I am in my life, I'll figure that out then. Yo! Oh my gosh! Can you make Same Moon your couple song? I am honored. That is so sweet. Wait, Dr. Subnautica. I am honored. Are you guys like long distance? I almost said remote. Jesus Christ, how work pilled am I? Are you long distance? Because that is kind of a long distance song, I guess. The US hates disabled people mainly. Yeah, although that's not unique to the US. That's a lot of places. A lot of places are highly inaccessible and not particularly motivated to be more accessible. A remote relationship. Jesus Christ. God, that's dark. God, that's dark. Have you guys found a mutually beneficial partnership? Stay away from AI if it's generative? I mean, this depends, right? Having now worked, right, at the height of this current AI boom so far, in a professional environment within engineering, you don't really get a choice, unfortunately. You just don't. And it's unfortunate, right? You don't. Like, so I don't say that because I think it's strictly a bad thing. Can you take PTO of a relationship? That is something to discuss with your partner for sure. Yeah, no, I'm excited to go to the land of rain and fog, and eat my beans there, with among others. What's something I never expected about tech? Your psychologist whipped out ChatGPT during your session last week? That's just embarrassing. What a bad psychologist. Get a better one. But yeah, what's something I didn't expect about tech? Honestly, how socially capable everyone was. This is embarrassing, but I was kind of hoping that everyone would be dorks like in university. But they're super not. It attracts a lot of people who I think would have been finance bros in another universe now, because there's this expectation that you make a lot of money and there's a lot of job security. It attracts a lot of people who want to party. I feel like I had the expectation, and some shops, like, okay, there are some shops that are more chill, but for the most part, if you're working at like a big company, right? If you're working at a FANG company, right? You're gonna be working with a bunch of like bros. And I really didn't expect that. I really expected it to be kind of goofier and more fun. But instead, it's your university was full of dorks? Yeah, I went to a tech school. If you go to a tech school, they'll be full of dorks. Yeah, they're, you know, and I don't have anything against bros. It's just I don't have a lot to talk to them about. Yeah, a lot of coders became gym bros over the years. It's really sad. Yeah, and like, I don't have anything against them. Are the Linux femboys canon? Yeah, but they don't work in professional environments. They're all independently wealthy and like working on open source projects at home, you know? Is there a good way to know if you should try to get into engineering? You don't currently have any experience with it. Well, first of all, choosing a field of engineering that is interesting to you would be a really good starting place. So if you are just like interested in the concept of engineering broadly, that's so many fields. I would say watch some engineering content on YouTube, see what parts of it really stick out to you. Vettel himself is a gym bro coder? No. Nah, dog. Listen, you can send a dork to the gym. A dork can get pretty freaking buff. Still a freaking dork. No, a gym bro coder? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But yeah, no. How fast do I think AI will end up taking over jobs? Complicated. I think that there will always be room for translators, right? Because like I've seen how AI writes poetry, and honestly, I don't think that's gonna get better, right? I don't think that's gonna get better, right? So if you're translating things like poetry and lyrics, nah, you need a human to do that. I do believe that is its own form of poetry and lyricism, right? Translating is really complicated. With that said, it does a good job of making things comprehensible in another language, and I think that it'll get really, really good at that over time. Maybe even better at that over time. You didn't know I had a dog? I don't. Sunny. Sunny, that's not what that title means. But yeah, no, more like foreign languages. Yeah, everyone is talking about foreign languages. No one is talking about coding languages, right? Everyone is talking about foreign languages, translating things like poetry and songs into foreign languages, between languages. Those are really, really... That's not really possible. Manual labor will always be needed. I mean, yes, this is true, but also a lot of manual labor has been automated and will be automated. Maybe even more of it. Clickbait? What does this mean? What does this mean? Will AI be able to play the banjo? I mean, sure. Yeah, right? There are really good VSTs for banjos, and there are AIs that can choose, they can write MIDI tracks for banjo tabs pretty well, and then send those tabs, right, through MIDI, and play through those VSTs, and very convincingly play banjo. They can also just generate, like, played banjo sound, but it doesn't sound like banjo. It's pretty bad still, but that will probably get better. But even right now, we already have that technology. The title is a secret hint that Server will be controlling it. Oh, if only. Oh my god, I miss her. I miss her so much. So, I feel really bad about this, but, like, I am not on my meds today. And I genuinely don't know if I'm going to be able to do a good job of coding right now. Like, okay, first of all, I wrote most of this, like, before the stream started. Because I got really anxious about this stream the other day, and I wrote basically everything. And I have it right now just controlling LEDs. But again, optocouplers and LEDs work, like, that's just an LED in there, right? That's how that works. So... Vibe code right now? Ew. Ew, absolutely not. No, gross. Yeah, just go over the plan. I can just go over the plan really quick. Coding with hundreds of people watching? Oh, I've done it before. That was like my whole freaking subathon, was just coding with people watching. It was miserable. I just feel like I'm not gonna be able to get anything done. I'm not on my ADHD meds. So I don't know if you guys have ever looked through the Neuro, like, API spec, but the deal is, like, you have commands, actions, like, and coding with hundreds of people watching is Fang? Nah. I have never had hundreds of people looking at my code. That's not a Fang thing. Darm, why are you listing how much you can lift? Who cares? Is that a mean thing for me to say? I'm sorry, Darm. Congratulations. I hope you feel good about it. But still, being like, the strong doesn't start until this. Okay. Here's what I'll say. If someone just wanted to be like, everybody look how much I can lift, I'd be like, heck yeah, shout you out. Let's talk about that. That's awesome. But if someone is like, actually, that's not even strong, because I'm this strong, and that's not even strong, then it's like, hey, shut up. Maybe that's just me, and maybe that's me being gross, but it just kind of feels like, what are my thoughts on parallel conversations in chat? Go for it, man. It makes me worse at streaming, but, like, that's not your responsibility to fix. So I'm really sorry. I basically already wrote all of this. I could go through it, but I think it's going to be really boring. And honestly, no, if someone is like, I lift and I'm proud of myself, I'd be like, heck yeah, let's talk about it. But if someone is like, you're not strong because I'm stronger, then it's like, I don't know, man. Eat butts. Teach us about what you wrote then? I don't want to, Wolf. I don't want to. I'm bored. Like, I'm really, really sorry. I'll do this when I've taken my meds. Jesus Christ. Do I lift? No, I don't. No, I super don't. Oh, Dharma's answering a question. Yeah, but the text of it was like, strong starts at 100. And it was like, I don't know, man. Whatever. People like to compare how far they've gotten in a sport. Comparing is actually what gets me, right? If you want to celebrate what you can do in a sport in my chat, you can do that. But if you want to like use that to gatekeep that sport in my chat, I don't know, choke on nuts. I've got nothing. I got nothing. I just find that a really weird and boring way. He wasn't gatekeeping? Okay, maybe I read the message wrong. But the way that I read the message, it was like, these are my stats, so... Cashews or almonds? Maybe both. Isn't the whole point of sport the competition? No, they're literally collaborative sports. Also, like, a lot of people like to do things for their own personal bests, or just because they enjoy playing a game, and not because they want to be better than someone else. What a sad way to live your life. Oh, you have not a gatekeep. I am sorry, Darm. I am sorry. You were simply talking about your personal goal to get into an 1,000 club. I am sorry, Darm. Yeah, I was too sassy. This is what happens, dude. This is what happens without my ADHD meds. I can't read chat. I'm gonna blame this on that. But yeah, no, I'm really sorry, Darm. 100% taking all of the blame off of myself. I refuse to accept any blame. I'm gonna blame it all. Mimibot hate chat. It's so true. Mimibot hate chat. At least Sasbot is legendary. Dude, I hate this. I hate this about myself. I wish I could turn it off. It's fun to be competitive. Yeah, but if that's the only way that you can, like, engage with it, if the only way that you enjoy sports, if you're like, that's the point of every sport is to compete with other people, how freaking sad. How freaking depressing. I don't know, I'm just sad for you. Like, you don't have to even be sad for you. I'm sad enough for you. Competition is kind of boring. Yeah, I don't know. Like I know that some people like it, and like that's good for them. But for that to be the entire point of every sport, so sad. So sad. Yeah, if you can only have fun by like, I'm better than someone else, I don't know. That's just like, that's no way to play, man. That's no way to play. Are all the redeems off? I don't even know. I need to fix that. I need to put in some work. I need to put in like a lot of work into the streams and fix them. I am truly so sorry. This was really gross of me, and I do feel quite guilty. Because I know that a lot of you were really excited to see this, but I kind of already did it off stream, and I'm not on meds, and I'm just not going to be able to keep my head on this. Like, I'm just not. I'm just not. And I'm really, really sorry. Change category, maybe? I mean, I don't think we're going to be doing this much longer. That's what I'm saying, is like, I think we're kind of, ending stream. And I'm really sorry. I'm really truly sorry. Oh, is it a tattoo, a scar, or just pretty? So, okay, it's supposed to be like this. I forgot to turn it on at the beginning of stream because once again, I am not medicated. I usually remember. It beats in tandem with my real heartbeat. It is like a status light indicator, the same way that those glowing on buttons used to be. Yeah, I'm really, really sorry, you guys. Can I scroll through code? Do you guys want to see me just scroll through code? That sounds so boring. That sounds like terrible content. Like I would much rather just go through it with you on a day when I can actually talk about it. Can I talk at a high level about it? I just can't, I don't want to. Why are you guys trying to make me do my homework when I said I don't want to do my homework? Okay, I don't know. If you guys want to... How do I think of things to code? I usually don't think of things to code. I think of things I want to make and then I write code for them. Oh god, please let me go, guys. U and F? May, can you get rid of him? May, can you kill this man? Thank you. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Can we get a Genevieve update? I actually don't know. She made like a weird hammock and she's been in there for days. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, anyway, I'm really sorry guys. I will do this on a different day. You can't do it every day, it turns out. You just can't. Is she molting? She just molted. I don't think she's molting again. Thank you, person fake fixation. I'm really sorry, guys. I gotta freaking go. Okay, another day. I promise I'll do this right. I promise I'll do right by you. Let's see who is on right now. I am so sorry. I really did try. Okay. God, not a lot of people are on right now. Not a lot of people I know are on right now. What do I do about this? Okay. Nicola is doing a special event. And like, I don't know her very well, but she is gonna be my sister soon. Dory is making her a model, and I think it would be kind of fun. Landa Driver, thank you so much. Thanks for the sass. I'm really sorry, everybody. I am not killing it today. I don't know what to say. But sometimes it's like that. So she's doing some kind of special event. She is going to be my sister when she gets her new model. Although, like, I don't low key, I love her current model. Like, I don't know why she wants to change it. But you know what? People said that about me, so I get it. I'm so freaking sorry, everybody. I promise I'll do this right soon. I hope you understand. You just don't have it in you to entertain this many people while going through code every day. It just takes a lot of brain power to be going through both. And if I did it right now, I'd just do a really bad job of it. And honestly, I think you guys deserve better. So I'll do it when I can do a better job. And I'm sorry. Okay. Good night, everybody. I'm really sorry.
Oh my god, help me.